So, um, this movie was pretty good, but then they had the dumbest shit. Like, the ending felt so forced. Like, I think they ran out of budget or something. Like, the movie has, like, these few characters. One of them is, like, overly a dick, but then later he's just kind of a dick. And he doesn't really get character development. I just think that they realize that he acts too much like a dick. Like, someone bumps into him, and then he just starts insulting him, and then someone was like, hey, you should calm down. He was like, did I ask you to speak? Like, yeah, you know, that's just, a bit overacting. But yeah, basically, these people eat some bad meat and then they turn into zombies. And the title only really comes because he is just dissecting this dog, and he thinks it's because of the meat that these people are changing into, like, zombie-like creatures. But he doesn't tell anyone that until later. I guess that's just to extend the movie or whatever. He just doesn't tell anyone, even though they know he dissected the creature. One of them walked in on him, and they're hiding in the room with the dissected dog now. They even call him out on that and call him weird. And they even ask him why. He explains it. The other guy is a bit more understanding now, because he's like, yeah, I just like looking at biology and stuff. That's basically his summary. But he doesn't tell him that he thinks it's the meat until he's eating the meat. So then he has to pump his stomach and stuff. There's a homophobic girl, which is the one on the cover right there. She's an asshole. But yeah. Anyway, the movie, there's 6 characters, 3 guys, 3 girls. There's the homophobic one. There's the one that might be gay. She doesn't know yet. And we never really get to explore anything with her because she's the first one to die off screen, and one of the guards has her jaw in his hand. Though her death made 0 sense because she went with Mark to go hunting, and the homophobic girl went a different place. Yet the next time we see Mark, the homophobic girl is with him. Like, how did that happen? Okay. But yeah, she gets killed in a very stupid way because she was with Mark. Why is she not with Mark now and the other girl's with him instead? And what else? There's like this Nazi guy in the movie. He kind of looks like Hitler, and then we find out that's because he actually is like a major fan of Hitler. There's a book with Hitler in it that he ends up throwing up on, and he has Nazi flags in his room. But nobody really says anything about it. I mean, the girl goes in there when he's sick. She clearly notices the flags and stuff, but she doesn't say anything. I mean, I guess it wasn't, the main problem at the moment, but still. She just is like, yeah, that's normal. One kid ends up getting, like, the only one that survives is one that I thought was definitely dead. He's sitting in a cage, and then we see them all with, like, sharp poles, and then that scene just kind of ends. Like, yeah, he should be dead, but no, he's apparently the only survivor. The movie went back and forth between someone that I thought at first was a burn victim, but apparently it was one of the kids. And they were, like, showing the future of what was going to happen to them, apparently. And the movie, for some reason, has the people win. But then they're losing the next scene we see them in. There was actually another girl that I forgot to mention. She didn't really have much besides her friendship with Tyler. Anyway, she gets in a fight with, like, the Nazi guy. She hits him with glass, hits him with glass again, scratches him with keys, and she's kind of winning, but the scene's just over now and we never see her again. We don't see him get the advantage or anything, it's just, scene's over. Then the homophobic girl, she kills one of the guards by beating the crap out of him with a cleaver. Even though she already had a weapon, she had scissors. But for some reason, she didn't use the scissors. Even though they made a big deal out of it and panned the camera at her putting it in her pocket, she never uses it during the movie. She just used a cleaver that Billy threw to her. Anyway, the last we see, she just killed one of the guards, so now there's only 3 left. And 2 of them are sitting outside the kitchen, blocked off. The kitchen is, has stuff in front of the door. They can leave because there's another door. So they can just go out that door and run. They can be safe, go barricade themselves in another room. Until they can find enough weapons and gain the courage to go kill the 2 others. And then eventually go kill the Nazi guy. But randomly it cuts to him, the burn victim guy that I thought at first, but apparently it was just Tyler, and he was like destroyed by them. He's like mutilated now, messed up face, but he's the only one that survived. But does that mean he somehow killed them? Or are those 3 creatures just roaming around? Anyway, they jump back to present time, and they're not winning, and they're in a completely different room, and Billy gets killed. And then Mark runs away. And then the scene ends. And then later we're back to the guy again. And then they finally take, the bandages off his face. And then we see how messed up he is. And then the movie ends. So we never see Mark die. We never see Estella die. And we never see the homophobic girl die. Estella is actually her name. Rose is the other girl that was fighting the Nazi guy. So 3 whole characters. We saw Billy die, though his death made no sense. And we never saw Kirsten, I think her name was. Never saw her die, but she died. It was pretty much confirmed by Estella. Because she starts crying as soon as they ask her where she is. So 2 out of the 6 characters die. 1 of them gets extremely mutilated, but 3 of them we never see die. But then they say, yep, they're dead. It's like they ran out of budget or something.